What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So I had to make this video and get on it ASAP after this person, CB, left this comment under my video about Slim Thug, right? Y'all know I got on Slim Thug head for talking about black folks need to stop blaming white people. Them ain't even the same white folks that did that. This new white folks, everybody else started from scratch. We should be able to do it too. And let that go. Let that stuff that happened with white people, let that stuff that white folks did to our people go. All of that, and I addressed all of them comments in the previous video, so I'm not gonna get into that in this video. But the brother all through the comments talking to everybody, and all of that, and he left this one comment. He said, "Slim Thug told the truth though, especially since millennials and Gen Z never experienced slavery or anything like that. Y'all focus on the wrong things and priorities are so messed up, you wonder why you haven't gotten far, done a lot, or seen a lot in life. This video is more proof people only think with their emotions and not actual logical thoughts." So I'm going to respond to you with logical thoughts, not emotion. I'm not going to holler. I'm not going to yell. Let's address some things you say. You talked about, millennials and Gen Z never experiencing slavery and all of that. Millennials didn't experience slavery, but they damn sure experienced racism. And they've seen it be covert and overt, okay? Especially when you're living in certain parts of the United States of America. And regardless if you're living in the South or not, even in Chicago, Illinois, covert racism is at a high and has been at a high for many, many decades, okay? So all of that, just because people didn't go through slavery or didn't live through Jim Crow exactly, does not mean racism ended during Jim Crow era. The same racist systems that were in play decades ago and the same racist systems that a lot of white Americans benefited from back then, they still benefit from today. But let me just move forward in the conversation right now. He said, y'all, he's talking about like people my age. I'm 31. I'll be 32 soon. Younger people. Y'all focus on the wrong things and priorities are so messed up. You wonder why you haven't gotten far in life, done a lot, or seen a lot in life. Talking about Gen Z and millennials, all that type of stuff. Let me say that. Let me say this. Man, I want to use this video to give a shout out to the millennials and to the Gen Z. Like these young kids, man, the kids, young dudes younger than me. When you say we haven't found out a way to get far in life, the young generation have found out a way to get to a bag in ways that our parents and grandparents probably didn't know how to do. A lot of the younger generation have taken advantage of today's technology in order to change their families' lives for the better. I look at what a brother like Duke Dennis is doing on YouTube, vlogging and streaming, and I'm looking at how much money he getting. It's crazy. Duke Dennis is more famous than rappers. He more famous than athletes. He's more famous than like politicians, etc. And he's getting to a hefty bag and changing his family's life like crazy. I'm watching people on YouTube and people streaming on Twitch and all of that. I'm talking about buy their families homes, vehicles, pay for private schooling for their siblings, pay for, top tier education, pay for college for their siblings. You know what I'm saying? Pay off debt for their fathers, their mothers. That is an outstanding feat. Like these kids are become able to do things that that our parents and stuff wish they could have done. They tried to, but they couldn't get to it. And our parents worked hard, and a lot of times they slaved at these jobs and weren't able to get real rewards from it. They weren't able to they were able to keep a roof over our heads and stuff like that, but they weren't able to get game-changing money, and the young kids are doing that, man. So for him to come in here trying to tell me, y'all young kids, y'all so messed up, priorities messed up, you wonder why you ain't got far in life, you need to stop watching, Facebook and Instagram clips and stuff. It's people out here getting to it and changing the trajectory of their siblings' lives and their families' lives. I look at Kai Cenat. What's the dude Corey Kenshin? My daughter be watching him playing video games. I Show Speed. Black dudes, black young men getting to it. You feel me? So, and I know he about to say, well, that's Slim Thug's point. He's saying no excuses. No, man. No. You can get to the money and still, when you see racism, check it. We ain't finna be quiet. He wanna, oh, we just gotta move forward. No, man. When you see racist systems in play, you don't just let it be. You break it about. You try to stop it. You talk about it. You have discussions about it. You try to stop it. You express your grievances with it. And you try to figure out ways to break that. You don't just let it ride off. We didn't go through slavery, so we just, man, leave it alone. Let it be. No, man. Like I told you, he ain't CB to do CB, and they're talking about black people, the only ones still talking about all this and no. Jewish people won't let you say shit about them. You ain't doing it. And they checking it, you say something crazy about them. People like CB and Slim Thug and all that, y'all want black folks to be what's the word I'm looking for? Docile. Y'all want black folks to just let it go. Let it go. You want black folks to take the Akon approach. Just let it be, man. Yeah, man, slavery happened so long ago. A lot of the racist institutions, a lot of the systemic racism is still at play, even to this day. You know what I mean? Even in present day. So all of that, y'all focus on the wrong thing. All of that, no. We can multitask. We can multitask. We can still get to this money and change our people's life and still check racism and the racist institutions that are going on. You see what I'm saying? But he's talking about y'all young folks, y'all, you wonder why you ain't gotten far. Let me speak for myself, man. I was able to get degrees that my parents don't have. I was able to get a job in corporate America and make money that my parents did not make. You know what I'm saying? And I love my parents to death. To life, rather. They did a great job taking care of me, all of that. My father, man, what? My father got to it. Had his own cable company getting to it. Hooking up more than half of Chicago, the surrounding Chicago suburbs too. Anybody that had cable, most people in Chicago, my daddy done hooked up half of Chicago cable. Doing his own thing, getting to it, making his own money. You know what I'm saying? So, sorry about that. Yeah, interruption from my young baby, my child, But anyway, had to tell her to be cool. But anyway, yeah, like, and when I look at my friend group, my friend, like, some of my closest friends, y'all, lived in homeless shelters at one time as kids. They then went on to school and got multiple degrees and doing well for themselves now. Traveling to different countries around the world, they've done that. Seen things their parents and grandparents were never able to see. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my friends got master's degrees. 3 of my friends have PhDs. You know what I mean? So to say, oh, y'all messed up, y'all ain't done a lot, you ain't seen a lot in life and all of that, cut it out, man. A lot of the young kids, they able to see things and experience things a lot of our people were not able to experience. So I don't like when certain older generations try to act like everybody in the young generation just trash. Ain't doing nothing and ain't seeing nothing and ain't got nothing going for themselves. That's false, man. It's false. I know a lot of young people who have changed their families' lives. Find solutions for their people when they are in need of things that they cannot get. You know what I mean? And still will check racism at the door. Like, I keep telling you, I always bring my boy up, man. My boy Dereck Jones from one of the poorest regions in the United States of America, if not the poorest, the Mississippi Delta. From a small place called Midnight, Mississippi. Went to school with me at Mississippi Valley State University. Got a degree in mathematics. Went to Mississippi State. Got a master's degree in mathematics. Got his PhD from Mississippi State in mathematics. Was working with John Hopkins and all, like, come on, like, and was changing his family's life. Was able to do things for his mama. that he prayed that he could do as a kid. And Dereck Jones will never sit on here and tell you let racism ride. It's okay. We got to get over it. He'll never say no shit like that, especially coming from a state that had the Confederate flag in it. Had the Mississippi state flag. I don't know if it still got it in that. When I was there, had the Confederate flag in a state flag. You understand what I'm saying? So I hate when people try to act like you can't simultaneously do two things. Because I know he about to say, well, you see how Castanet and Duke Dennis and them getting to it. Hey, man, you can get to it and still check racism at the door. We not supposed to just get money and just act like racism is a figment of our imagination. Y'all brothers want to take that Thomas Sowell route, that raccoon route, that pseudo-intellectual route. Think you saying some shit, but you really ain't really saying nothing. For real. You know what I mean? So, yeah, to try to trash the younger generation, brother, you don't know what you talking about. Because them people you seeing on Facebook, he gonna go, I know he gonna say, oh, Chicago, the kids. Do you know how many kids from Chicago that graduated with me? Got nursing degrees. You feel me? That are like traveling nurses. That like are educators. People who are working in corporate America. Some of my friends are CPAs, accountants, man. And making some great money. These kids that went to school with me, everybody in Chicago ain't running around wild, wild west, despite what you hear in the music. It's people that hardworking people that just trying to make a living and do well for themselves. I know you're gonna try to pull about, oh, in Chicago, where you from? They do this and they do that. And do you know how many kids in Chicago? Again, I got friends, look, young boys, man. What's my man name? Monty Booker. Went to elementary school with me. Monty Booker be making them beats now for these rappers now. Monty Booker went to elementary. He was a young boy. Used to ride the bus with me at Turner Language Academy. I don't know what his name is making beats. Now his name is Monty Booker. And I remember he was a little boy. Used to be on the bus with me. Monty out here making beats for some of the top rappers out right now. I don't know what his production tag is. I don't think it's Monty Booker. It might be Monty Booker. His name is Monty Booker, though. From Chicago, Illinois. Went to Turner Language Academy on 93rd and Princeton. And changing his family life. Little homie, Daquan Ramsey. Daquan Ramey. Daquan Ramey went to Morgan Park with me. Daquan be making beats for some of the top rappers now. All these different rappers. He was into engineering, all of that, doing his thing. Went to Morgan Park High School with me. You know? So, and being able to take care of his family and all of that, like, that is a special thing, man. And doing it in a legit way. So to act like, oh, y'all ain't, that's why y'all young folks ain't seen nothing, ain't done nothing. To try to act like the young generation just ain't shit and trash and we ain't seen this and seen that. Man, a lot of the younger generation have seen things that our parents can only imagine to see, our grandparents can only imagine that we would see. And it's not to downplay our parents or grandparents because they did an amazing job and the best that they could do. But the younger generation, man, there's a lot of people in the younger generation that have figured out how to get into these spaces on social media and be able to make a killing as far as money goes. My homegirl, I went to school with Jasmine Dean. Went to Morgan Park with me. Jasmine is a clothing fashion designer, like and killing it out here, making dresses and stuff for young girls, and not young girls, for anybody, for Tink and all these different artists and singers and rappers. She making clothes for all different type of people, right? You know, and it's crazy, man. Godly, Tiny went to Morgan Park with me, man. A year younger than me, doing a thing in the fashion world and fashion industry, making clothes for a lot of different people, man, and being able to make money that her parents could only dream of making. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, I think to act like, oh, y'all priorities messed up, y'all ain't got nowhere, ain't done a lot. A lot of people have done a lot of things, man. I'm proud of my friends. They done got PhDs, seen the world, have been places for free, based upon their scholastic endeavors, based upon the relationships that they've built through scholastic endeavors, based upon them just being exemplary in everything that they've done. So to try to trash the younger generation is so crazy. It's just ridiculous, man. You feel me? And even for me, right? I'm not employed right now. I got laid off and all of that. I'm going to get right back where I need to be, though. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully, I wish I could just do this. and make a killing like the other vloggers do. I want to do this for a living. I love doing this and love talking to y'all. Which is why I told you under the comments, I got a video for you coming up very, very soon. And this video is just for you, CB. You feel me? Not just for you, but for everybody, man. And for me to give respect and love to the younger generation that's out here figuring out ways to make money and to improve their families' lives, because we're living in a generation now with an inflated economy where everything is high, everything is expensive, and everything is just ridiculously high. And yet and still, you got people out here figuring out ways to get to it. And I'm proud of the younger generation for doing that, man. You know, which is why I just made the video about Elliott Wilson hating on the younger kids for they not the traditional media that Elliott Wilson comes from. They don't have a pure background in journalism, but people like Kai Cenat finding a way to change their family life and finding a way to get money in abundance, to be prosperous, man, and to live good. You know, but you can do two things at one time. You can live prosperous, be a hustler, get to it, and also check racism at the door and not buck dance in front of it.